The wind howled outside the window as I stepped into the dimly lit Airbnb. The chill in the air was palpable, and an unsettling feeling crept up my spine. The host had described the place as a quaint cottage, perfect for a weekend getaway. But as I looked around, I couldn't shake off the eerie sensation that something wasn't right. The interior was charming, with antique furniture and a crackling fireplace. A faint smell of old wood hung in the air. I brushed aside my unease, chalking it up to the unsettling darkness outside. I had always been a fan of horror stories, so I reassured myself that my imagination was getting the best of me. As the night progressed, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. Every creak of the floorboards and rustle of the curtains sent shivers down my spine. I decided to distract myself by reading a book I had brought along. But even the words on the pages seemed to dance in a sinister rhythm, mocking my attempt to escape the unease. Glancing at the clock, I realized it was well past midnight. I contemplated calling it a night, hoping that a good sleep would chase away these irrational fears. But just as I was about to put the book down, a soft whisper tickled my ears. It was so faint that I thought I had imagined it. I strained my ears, my heart thudding in my chest. The whisper grew louder, forming into words that seemed to come from all around me. "Leave, before it's too late." The voice was chilling, filled with a haunting urgency. Panic gripped me, and I jumped to my feet, scanning the room for the source of the voice. But there was no one there. Just the flickering shadows cast by the dying fire. I stumbled towards the door, my hands trembling as I fumbled for the doorknob. With a deep breath, I swung it open, only to be met with a wall of darkness. The wind outside had picked up, howling like a chorus of lost souls. I stepped back, my heart pounding in my chest. Maybe it was just the wind, playing tricks on my mind. Determined to prove my fears wrong, I closed the door and retreated to the bedroom. The bed looked inviting, a safe haven from the inexplicable terrors of the night. As I crawled under the covers, I could feel the weight of exhaustion pulling me into its embrace. Just as I was about to succumb to sleep, a cold gust of air brushed against my cheek. My eyes snapped open, and I found myself unable to move. A figure stood at the foot of the bed, shrouded in darkness. My voice caught in my throat as I tried to scream. The figure's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, fixing me with an unwavering stare. "You shouldn't have come here," the voice echoed, chilling me to my core. I mustered all the courage I had left and managed to whisper, "Who are you?" The figure didn't respond, but its gaze intensified, as if delving into the depths of my soul. The room grew colder, and my breath hung in the air like a visible fog. I felt a presence closing in around me, suffocating me with its malevolence. Then, with a sudden burst of movement, the figure was right beside me, its face inches from mine. Its features were twisted, contorted in an expression of agony and rage. I could see the torment etched into its hollow cheeks, and I could feel its anger radiating off of it like a palpable force. I shut my eyes tight, praying that it was all a terrible nightmare. But when I opened them again, I was still face to face with the tortured spirit. Its lips twisted into a grotesque smile, and its icy fingers brushed against my cheek. "You can't escape," it hissed, its voice a venomous whisper that wormed its way into my mind. With a surge of adrenaline, I wrenched myself out of bed and dashed towards the door. The figure reached out, its fingers grazing my shoulder, sending a shock of icy pain through my body. I burst out of the room, slamming the door behind me. I stumbled through the darkened corridor, my heart racing as I desperately searched for an exit. Finally, I burst through the front door, the cold night air a welcome relief against my sweat-drenched skin. I stumbled down the path, not daring to look back. The cottage seemed to shimmer with an unnatural energy, a malevolent presence that had been stirred by my intrusion. As I reached the main road, I paused to catch my breath. The wind had died down, and the night was eerily quiet. I knew that whatever haunted that place was still lurking, waiting for its next victim. And as I looked back at the cottage one last time, I couldn't shake off the feeling that it was watching me, its anger and despair a lingering echo in the haunted night.